like I was a king on the microphone. So was Dr. J and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks and taking it to the hoop. My favorite play still is the alley-oop. I like to pick and roll. I like to give and go. Cause it's basketball. I'm Mr. Curtis Blow.
Hey guys, we're gonna have a great show today. We have RJ White, who is the owner of the Vipers, that will join us here shortly. So she's gonna pop in the waiting room right now, and she's gonna join us here. Looking forward to a good show. Hey,
how are you?
Crazy and nuts. I'm finally. We got it. We got it done though. So I apologize for the hiccup. I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything on my end, but I do appreciate you joining us and being our guest. Looking forward to the show. So
thank you for having me. And yeah, you gotta love technology. I swear. I'm like,
it's great when it works. It's great when it works, and when it doesn't, it's like So
I know, right? How are you?
I'm doing well. We're here in Ohio. You guys aren't far from you're in Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago.
Yeah, so you're in Chicago. Yeah, you're a 4-hour drive from me, so we're dealing with the rain right now. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the rainy season at one point. It's fixing itself now. So
yeah.
luckily.
Yeah. Luckily. All right. So let's talk. So you are the president. So president, CEO, Mama Bear, influencer, trendsetter. Tell us about who RJ White is.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a mom because that's probably one of my biggest accomplishments. Second, I would say I am owner of Vipers Pro Basketball, or that is what I am renowned for, which is a pro men's basketball team located here in Illinois. We are also Lake County's pro team, centrally located in Gurney and Gurney's team. So quite a legacy, I guess I could say, that I'm building when it comes to the Vipers. I always, gloat about our alliances because we have about 12 country alliances scheduled to go to 8 in 2021. Would have been there for 2020, but unfortunately, certain events have
life happened.
Right. And then aside from that, I would say I'm a pretty focused on my overall goal, which is owning an NBA G League team or being a partner for NBA G League.
Awesome. Wow, just great accomplishments. You've got, great bio and everything. That's really, really impressive. So obviously, did you play high school ball, college ball, or you just love the game so much you're like, I'm gonna buy a men's team, or I'm gonna own a men's team?
What's really funny is I get that a lot because I am literally 6'1.5 feet, 6'4" with heels, and basketball has always been my passion. But no, I did not play. And I get that question more often than not. And it's like, I don't know. I'm like, I wish I had well, my dad really wanted me to pay more attention to like the business aspect of things. I was one of those teenagers where you can use sports to calm down all of the anger and whatever issues that you have as a teenager, or you can put your head into books and you can get a better outcome. So I decided to kind of go for knowledge and kind of, shied away from the sports thing. I did run track though. I will admit that. But as far as ball, I didn't get a chance to play. But I've been knowing I wanted a team since I was young, very, very young, like 6.
Well, that's just, it's really impressive. So, I know we connected on Facebook about the show, and tell me some of the things that are near and dear to your heart. I know we briefly discussed like the WNBA, and you wanted to discuss some of that stuff. So let's chat.
Definitely. Well, definitely what's near and dear right now is just the, like the rise in women in sports. Like I did see Becky Hammond has like this new docuseries and stuff that's about to come out, which I think is pretty cool. The biggest thing that I was really speaking on was that I really wanted to give kudos to the WNBA, to the fact that they actually gave, a lot of those WNBA players 100% of their salary. Because, nice. I don't speak much, but I pay attention, if that makes sense. And I was really looking to see how they were going to, negate through the salary options for WNBA players versus, what they have reached as far as some of the collective bargain agreements for the NBA. So I thought it was a pretty good move. I do feel like that the salary that they created was like $130,000. And I was like, man, that's like a gut puncher. That's not even a car for some of these guys in the NBA, but you know, I do get that they are headed in hopefully the right direction when it comes to their collective bargain agreements and things of that nature. So
yeah, I think that with as popular as the women's sports becomes, I interviewed a couple of college coaches. Their episode is coming out soon, and we talked about the dynamics and the shift in women's sports and stuff like that, especially going into the pros. The men's salaries are obviously out there, and I think the women's, I mean, some of the higher tier female athletes, you know, are getting their due. And I think it's just a matter of time before the scales kind of balance. So I completely agree with you there.
definitely. Yeah, I'm paying attention. I think it's headed in the right direction. I do feel like there has to be some bigger marketing executives to kind of get behind, you know, like a lot of these WNBA players. Because, you know, I feel like Nike, those big guys, they really can't do it alone. They already have a budget for campaigns and things of that nature. I do feel like there has to be some sort of a brand specialist that can help, you know, like recreate or create brands for certain, you know, I would say higher ranked profile players, female players. So,
okay.
Or they could do it themselves.
Yeah. So, I mean, so as an owner of a men's team, how are you seeing the dynamics or the shift from, are the men more appreciative of the women's game? I mean, but you being their boss, obviously they got to be appreciative of you. But are they appreciative? Because there's a ton of talent in the women's game, and I think me as a coach and stuff like that, I really appreciate just the talent that the women bring to the game.
Definitely. Well, I was first start by saying like I feel like the guys from my organization, I don't like ask them, you know what I mean, to like appreciate. I do like the fact that they appreciate because they see how hard I work. Does that make sense? Because I feel like if a person can notice your the ambition and the time and the effort that you put into something, I do feel like the value is greater because it's, you know, it's genuine. There's always, you know, that line of respect too. So what I do feel like as far as the level of appreciation for the WNBA and those bigger businesses, I feel like as they continue to grow, that appreciation will grow. Like, I do feel like they have to work a little bit more when it comes to presence. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So why do you feel that is, RJ? Why? I mean, why do you because it shouldn't be what's a women's. It's basketball. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's basketball. So
yeah. Oh yeah. So I mean, it's all in the sport, right? And it all has the same outcome. I just feel like it just doesn't have the platform. You know what I mean? Because like just because you have NBA, okay, and then you have the W in front of NBA, it still doesn't hold the same value as NBA. Does that make sense? And why that is, I couldn't say, but I do feel like it's just a little bit more regard, a little more fine tuning. You know, I'm a firm believer because I'm a millennial that you have to erase in order to redraw. Does that make sense? If I'm sitting at a board table or if I'm sitting in a board meeting and more than 3 people don't have the same vision as everyone else here, it's really not everyone else. Does that make sense? Yeah. So some people do need to get up from the table in order for us to have real conversations about why these situations exist, because people are noticing that. That's what I would say.
Wow. Okay. So what are some of the challenges that you face as a men's basketball owner? I mean, how big is your league? And obviously, are you the only minority owner being a female?
Well, I am, there's 150 teams in the league. Okay. I'm the only with 12 international alliances, overseas alliances, and accountable for more than 50 people going overseas. Okay. As far as minority, it's a predominantly minority-owned league. Now, the issue is solitariness, because you can have 150 teams, but how solid are all 150 teams? Yeah. The challenges that I face, I really haven't had any. But as I said before, I've been doing this since, you know, before I could get in double digits for age. I do feel like some of the other challenges that a woman can face in the industry is you're a woman. You know, most people don't feel like you bring a lot of value when you sit at the table. However, for me, I do believe that my name does hold weight. And I'm a prover, not a talker, if that makes sense. So if I'm coming in and I'm sitting at the table, it's things to be discussed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have wasted my time to come here. Another thing is I have a motto. Okay, my parents are Southern. My motto is don't play with me. Does that make sense? So as long as you don't cross those lines, we're good. As long as we keep it copacetic, we're great.
Right.
And it's all about the middle, the middleman and the middle table. Like as long as we can figure out how everybody is happy, we're good. Does that make sense?
No.
So I haven't had a lot of issues, if I shall say, in this industry.
No, that's that. I think it's again pretty impressive. I'm gonna have to use the erase to redraw. I'm gonna have to use that. So I'm gonna have to get that one. So that it makes a ton of sense. But I mean, I think as we come out of this pandemic with race and stuff like that, how are you and your organization dealing with one, the COVID-19, and two, the race issue?
With COVID-19, man, I've had a lot of people that were near and dear to me that were really struck in by COVID-19. So it does really hold a really big place to me as far as knowledge and education on what it is. That's the biggest issue that I have is a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it's just a strand of the flu. It's like I have people that I love dearly, and some of them, two of them were 2 seconds, 24, one of them was 24 seconds away from being coded from a ventilator. And the other one, it wasn't looking too good, but they're a fighter. So they did come out of it with good grace, and they're healthy, and they're rehabilitated now. So when I see people, walking around without masks or, just not taking this pandemic seriously, it does really strike me that people feel like that they're invincible. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because that's just like saying that you can't be touched. And that is the second regard when it comes to Black Lives Matter and the things that are going on right now when it comes to racism. I haven't had any personal issues per se, but I am Black. I come from a Black woman. My father is a Black man. So it is going to strike me. My children are half African American, if that makes sense. They're also Native American. So I do feel like I'm on two sides of a quadrum, because most of the industry that you dabble in is, outside of your race. And we're just going to be frank with that, right? So you have to be very, 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 I'm not going to say strategic, but you have to be very smart at how you handle your business deals. And you really get a chance to see who supports you. I can say that I am very blessed because I haven't seen an uproar, an issue, a comment. I haven't seen anything really negative from my audience, the people that support me, my sponsors, even the cities in which we do business. I've seen all of them really stand up for this particular cause. And it really made me glad to know that I'm affiliated with people that, even though they had the ability to express it, they still made a point to show that they rock with me. Does that make sense?
No, but I think this RJ, this shows you who's with you, who's against you. I've had people that I've worked with years ago that were that are, I would say, my white friends, and they were like, hey, listen, we're really sorry that this happened, but we are with you, and they're supportive, and it makes me feel good. I think now that the shades have come off and they see it, now they feel like they have to do something about it. And so that you as a business owner, that should make you feel good that, okay, these people that I do business with day in and day out, in front of my face, behind my back, have my support. And that to me, that makes me feel good as well. So yeah.
Definitely. It makes me rock with their business. I mean, like for me, I've been buying stuff from people. If I see that you support it, like people getting mystery donations and stuff from me, I've been buying from different business owners that I see support, especially Black business owners that I see are, helping out the community, or, even helping out the cause. One thing that really did kind of brush me the wrong way was a lot of the looting, and as a mother, it really struck a nerve for me because, it's like, well, you could do things for a potential cause, but don't tear down when people are trying to build. Does that make sense? And a lot of these local stores have a lot to do with local mothers because they're walking to these stores to get things for their children. And just, kids are walking to the stores just to get things for themselves. Sometimes that is only a child's meal with them taking $1 or $2 to a store. You know what I mean? And like, it really struck me because if you're looting the local store, you're hurting the local community. So that was the only thing that really kind of took me back a little bit when it came to like, hey, like, what are we doing? And remember, why are we doing it? So.
Yeah, I heard a lady say they interviewed her and they asked her, why are you guys burning everything down? She said, we don't own anything, so we don't care. And to me, it's like, okay, you don't want to add fuel to the fire, but I mean, you're right. In their local communities, that store, corner store, is the only place. Because my mom used to send me to the corner store to go get food. If that's going down, where do I go? Because my mom didn't drive, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going with it. And I do feel like when a person has that particular mindset, you can't rock with me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
if we're a movement and we're kind of like all in this particular movement and we're doing whatever this is together, and I see you burning something down and that's the excuse you give me, yeah, we not on the same page. So you need to leave.
Agreed.
So
completely agree. I completely agree. So where are the Vipers headed? What is what is the future for your Vipers team? Are you going to expand? I mean, you going to go to a women's side as well, or what is
I'm definitely I'm looking at expansion. Honestly, I've really been sought out by a lot of these bigger acronyms now. You know, like I'm really getting those phone calls from, you know, WNBA, NBA. But most of them really are for like these director of operations positions. And I'm not trying to be cocky by any far. And I really do respect the fact that they even love my work enough to even reach out to me. Right. But I'm only sitting at the table for a president position. I need to be able to have some control and some ability or voice to say valid change. Now, am I trying to run the show? By no means. But am I able to, looking to have a voice? Absolutely. For the Vipers, I have a 5-year plan. It's locked in, signed, sealed, and delivered. Like, we do plan on expanding out here in the Illinois area. We are expanding internationally. The goal really is for people to get tired of seeing the Vipers brand, you know, because when people get tired of seeing your brand, that means you're doing a really great job at marketing and promoting it. We are scheduled to start to do some really big tours, and I'm partnering with some pretty big names to make sure that the Vipers is becoming very expansive very quickly over the next year.
Well, I'll be more than happy to do an Ohio franchise if you want to do an Ohio franchise. So,
thank you. I'm looking there. Like,
if you want to put a team here in Ohio, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Man.
Hey, I've had Texas call me, I've had Ohio call me. I'm like, I'm really thinking. Right now, I've owned multiple teams at a time. I've actually owned up to 3, and then I kind of went back down to just make sure that I stay focused, you know, on the Vipers, because it was kind of, you know, growing like wildfire. But, you know, it might not be too shy from 22 to 23 for me to start expanding out into other cities. I mean, my goal really is to make it really hard for others until they decide to have a seat at the table. So.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So final thought. Tell us what you want us to know about you as a business owner, and just give us some final wisdom.
Wisdom. Always go with your first mind. And if you know it ain't right, it's not. So make the choice. That would be my wisdom. What I want people to know about me is I'm definitely striving. My goal is very clear, as I said before in the beginning, NBA G League. And I'm not gonna say probably, I won't stop until I pretty much accomplish that goal or make it a really good competitive module. Another thing is I'm creating a legacy. I mean, I have little people, so I do need that name to kind of carry far. I mean, I'm raising business owners right now. I have 2 business owners right now, and they're doing really great with their businesses, both 16 and under, and they're making pretty decent 5-figure income. So I feel like that's pretty great. I feel like I'm doing a really good job when it comes to that.
Great.
So, yeah. So I'm blessed, and I'm really happy to be able to give as much knowledge and wisdom as I can. But the overall thing, the last message that I will say is, if you are a business owner, keep striving. So.
Well, no, just definitely we'll definitely have to stay in touch. Definitely have to have you on a future show. It's great that we got a chance to connect. And if there's anything that we can help do from Blackgrounder to our show here, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to support you in any way we can. I do need a T-shirt though, so just FYI.
I got you. Look, I got plenty, so I will definitely get one out to you. And thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
All right, take care. God bless.
All right, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was good. Good.